Thanks for having me on The Point. I want to say this to the Obama administration. Barack Obama campaigned on women's rights and restoring scientific integrity to the decision-making process at the White House. He issued a memorandum requiring all executive agencies and departments to respect the scientific process. And then his administration threw it all out by having Kathleen Sebelius overrule the FDA's decision to make emergency contraception available to all women over the counter without age restrictions. The science is in. Plan B is safe. It works by preventing ovulation and has nothing to do with abortion. The Obama administration sold out women's rights and women's health care to score a few political points. They insinuated we have some epidemic of sexually active 11-year-olds who need simply to be deprived of contraception access to act right. It's an insinuation that has no basis in fact. They need to reverse this decision immediately and allow Plan B to be sold over the counter. I'm Amanda Marcotte, and that's my point. If you want to learn more about it, check out my podcast at rhrealitycheck.org.
All right. So, Jimmy, she's understandably aggrieved by Obama's actions. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a brilliant move by Barack Obama because what he does here is he sacrifices the health of the most vulnerable in society. But what he gets out of it is he doesn't upset people who already hate his guts.
Brilliant maneuver by Obama. It's a classic. It's Obama 101.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because, I mean, look at what Jimmy's saying. It was such a great point. Like, you think any conservative goes into the voting booth goes, yeah, you know, I hate that socialist son of a gun, but you know, on the other hand, he really screwed over those teenagers that were in real trouble and denied Plan B. I'm voting for him.
Right.
It's inconceivable.
It's inconceivable.
Literally.
That's
good. That's good.
What they're good at is abortion pill, death panel, death tax, labeling things what they are not. And if you listen to Amanda Marcotte here, you hear her saying, this is not an abortion pill. This is not about abortion. This is about the cessation of ovulation and the prevention of ovulation. So it is not abortion, yet that's how it's being marketed, and that's why if there's any political currency to be gained here by Obama, of which we, I think, unanimously agree there's none, it would certainly not be with, it has nothing to do with the abortion or the pro-life or the pro-choice movement.
And in fact, I think the point could have been made as it was being presented. The panel was unanimous in recommending it be allowed to be sold over the counter. If he had made the point that this is simply contraception that prevents ovulation for people who, you know, for a variety of reasons, you know, they've said, condom breaks, you forget to take a birth control pill, a variety of other forms of contraception may go wrong, and then this is a last line of defense. To have to get a prescription and all this, it's a burden that's being imposed on people who are vulnerable to pregnancy and to unwanted pregnancy. And more important, those unwanted pregnancies then end up being abortions more often than not. And this pill can prevent that from happening. Then I think this was a great argument he could have made about the necessity of giving these types of tools to the people who need them the most.
But Jimmy, isn't that the problem? Obama never makes an argument. Like, it's like, yeah, if Obama wanted to make an argument, that's a great one. It's another one is what we were saying in the beginning. How much can I get it through your thick skulls that this prevents abortions? It is not a pregnancy. And so if you allow it to be one, a lot more of these girls who are in desperate straits. Here, out of all teen pregnancies, 82% are unintended, right? So they're in a bad spot. It's going to lead to abortions, you knuckleheads. I'm trying to stop abortions.
Right.
But he can't ever make a case. He just goes, okay, what do you need? What do you need?
He actually said that, you know, when even the FDA recommended this pill be made available, what he said was, you know, sometimes as a parent of two daughters, he said you have to use common sense. And so, you know, common sense, you know, by ignoring doctor's orders and dismissing scientific studies. Right. That's the kind of common sense that Barack Obama, you know, like common sense, like when a 13-year-old girl gets raped by her stepdad. So all she has to do is then convince him to take her to the doctor, admit to the doctor that he raped her, and then they get a prescription, and then she can prevent her pregnancy. That's the kind of common sense Barack Obama's talking about.
You know, Jimmy brings something up that I think is an argument that is not being made by the people who are supporting the Sebelius decision, which is that if there is one aspect of the Plan B pill, not making it available to children, or to girls of 11 to 13, as they're saying, 11 to 14. It's the idea that this will prevent the reporting of some sexual assaults, and that to me is the one argument. I haven't heard that argument anywhere, by the way. It does resonate. I mean, if you can just go to the store and get a pill and you be quiet about it, you don't have to say, you don't have to tell on that stepfather or that gym teacher or that assistant football coach.
Can I also say also that this decision, it also speaks volumes about our endemic discomfort about talking about these issues of reproductive health, young people's sex drives, young people's sexual health, and their need for information. We are so afraid of talking about this because some people require us to abstain from talking about it, that even people on the side of wanting to inform our children feel sticky and strange about like talking about this in front of people. And I think we have to get to a place as a society where people who are vulnerable to these situations, young people who don't have the information or the wherewithal to argue for their best interests, they have no consequences that help them. The consequences are all negative.
Yeah.
We need to come to a place in society where we can have this discussion honestly with science and the great feeling we have about young people saying, we embrace your future. You shouldn't be a prisoner to our fears.
Yeah, the other thing we should talk about is not just the politics of it, but you know, I'm going to take it over the top here. Look, when you try to impose your, and by politics, I mean the news show of did Obama do right, did he do wrong in this particular decision, but on the overall issue of, you know, why do I care what you think about abortion? You know, so, you know, if I've got a niece or a daughter or whoever, someone I care about that's in a bad situation, right? And they need to, and whether it's being raped by their stepdad or, you know what, they made a mistake because they're kids, they made a mistake, right? And so they need to get some help. But some guy comes in and tells me, oh, no, but my sky god tells me that that you're not allowed to make that decision. My sky god has made that decision for you. I mean, would we accept it if it was Thor? Like, Thor has told us that you cannot get Plan B. And Obama goes, well, okay, you know.
But it's even more cynical than that, because remember when Herman Cain was still in the race? He faced this very question where he said something that totally betrayed how cynical his endorsement of the pro-life, absolute 100% position was. He said, well, I think it's about people, families' decisions with their doctors, which is exactly what pro-choice is. You get to choose based on the circumstances that have befallen you, not on some exterior motive, which, I mean, I don't know if I have to call it a sky god, but it certainly is someone else's belief system invading your home and your decision-making. That's the thing that betrays it openly as cynical.